hello, and hello everybody of my fans of YouTube. Uh, my, my name is David Andrew Coney. Our son actually is David A. Coney or David Coney Ventures. So, so, so this is my YouTube channel called is it's Kane David Turner channel. Yeah, this is my channel, alright. So yeah, I'm gonna say guys, but I'm so happy for you guys for 200. Like I'm so happy for you guys for 290 and 96 subscribers. Only that's great. Why is still everyone still subscribing to me for it says for not like 200 like 297 subscribers myself. And what is going on, people? I mean like is I don't know, like can you please is it remind yourself to my channel instead of the no thingy. Yeah. I say guys, I'm gonna say like I'm gonna say guys, but I'm so happy for you guys for the most votes of Monopoly Visual Magic Season 3 episodes of World War Academy and Apple Family Union. So here's that, alright? So in the next video so in the next best so in next vote plus what's the best episodes of season 3 episodes. So is it Syphilis and Warville, it's Black Army Service and main of course is and stay calm and fly on an episode. So yeah, I like say for 3. So I'm really excited for 3 more votes of my episode. Yeah, I'm really excited for. So yeah, I'm so happy for you guys for the. I'm really excited for the most votes of the episode of Monopoly with Magic. Yeah, I'm really excited for Monopoly with Magic season 3 episodes about like a ship. About like a Syphilis and Orville. Then it's Spike Army Service and like and stay calm and fire with the best to worst episodes. Yeah, silvers and sex for stackings. Like if you be next to like it be like uh like it be like an alpha family union until the mystical cure and episode 13 the mystery released. So hit that guy. So today video will be different. Today video is like why everyone register Ragatha. The horror of kindness, the missing details against episode 8. And by the season called the Sex Universe. So here's that right. Alright, so let me say, let's get to the video of, let's get to Sex Universe. Let's get to Sex Universe of the video of why everyone mentions the book of the horror of kindness in the first place. Yeah, that's it's same thing like Florence I did in the first place. That's to be the horror of kindness. Plus elements in the first place. That's the big reference of monoclonal prismatic. Main grounded. Called main 6. Like a Charlie Sparkle, Weapon Yes, Big Fight, Fire Side, Happy Sack, and Royalty in the first place. So I didn't need 4 vice people for this platform of the losing covers of 200 296 is covers by time. That's really bad price. Alright, let's get it. So let me say let's get the video of let's do the video of the Sex Universe channel. Afterwards the video of it's a video of why everyone understood the horror of kindness. The amazing details against episode 8. So let me say let's get to the video of the Sex Universe channel. Let me say. So how many likes my channel again? And let's get here 2 special my channel. Well, this guy's a good message much. How many basically? Let's get here is 33,000 views of YouTube. Well, let's get the video of this much. And how many likes my channel again? And let's get here is is 233,000 likes my channel. Yeah. Alright, so let me say let's get to the first video of why everyone understood the horror of kindness. So let me say let's get to the first episode. So I'll get started.
The most terrifying part of the digital circus isn't the fact that you're trapped. It's how it shapes you in that time, how it alters you and reminds you of things, both good and bad, never let you forget. Not forgetting is Ragatha's curse, and it's what makes her one of the deepest, yet one of the most tragic characters in the entire digital circus. But how can a character so charming, so kind, and so selfless secretly be the most broken of them all? And why does no one talk about disturbing kindness really is. To understand Ragatha, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, to 2008. In the start, way back in 2008, much like Pomni, Ragatha was lost and scared, wanting nothing more than to escape the circus as soon as possible. And while she clung to the idea of escape for quite a long time, eventually, much like Kinker and the rest of the cast, she just stops and chooses to adjust to the dystopian circus lifestyle. This is an incredibly understated detail because it's told to us so quickly in episode 2 that we don't stop to realize that to a very fair degree, Ragatha has already given up on the possibility of ever escaping. This world, these adventures, it's what she chooses to ground herself in to remain sane. But because she's been there the second longest and understands how jarring life in the circus can be, when our main members of the cast arrive, she instead chooses to take on a more supportive role of the people around her. We see this especially in episodes 1 and 2 with Pomni in particular. Ragatha is incredibly observational of the effect that each journey is having on her. And more times than not, whenever we see her, it seems like she's more worried about Pomni than Pomni is about herself. It's a little peculiar, especially since Kinker, someone who's been there just as long and understands where she's coming from, isn't constantly monitoring the cast, but rather allowing them to adjust on their own. And while we don't get the most Ragatha scenes in episodes 1 through 3, we do see some very interesting things regarding her pretty early on. But episode 4 is where we start taking a deeper look at who Ragatha is and how the cast perceives her. In a deep conversation between Gangle and Pomni, we're reminded of the fact that Ragatha really doesn't just only try to be there for Pomni. This is something she tries to do for everyone. But ironically, it's what makes characters like Gangle suspect her. She listens to everyone and everything calmly, never shifting into calm attitude or demeanor, but rather than simply just being a kind act, it only raises questions. How much does she really care at the end of the day about the people that she's supporting? Is this just in her nature? Is this her being altruistic? Or is there some possible deeper meaning? We don't know, but episode 4 is the first time we see how other characters truly view her, and it's the first crack that we see when it comes down to Ragatha's character. But episode 5 especially is the turning point, because we see that it's not just Gangle who's suspicious of Ragatha. Jax is as well, but unlike Gangle, he's very open about what he thinks of her. He believes that Ragatha is someone who always prioritizes the positives in everything. This is not a compliment. Like Gangle, he thinks she tries too hard in doing this, and ironically, takes the meaning out of kindness. I think that final statement alone is why people like Jax end up becoming suspicious. Now, kindness is a great thing, right? A lovely thing, in fact. But when that kindness is constantly being thrown out to people left and right at the drop of a coin, it seems less like kindness as much as it becomes an attempt to appeal to everyone's good side. It takes the meaning out of what sincerity usually is. Now, at this point, you probably see a trend, right? People aren't against Ragatha or her kindness. They're against the fact that they know there's something moving deeper that's driving her perfection. No one is that altruistic, nor is anyone simply that sincere with no reason driven behind it. Even Pomni, someone who Ragatha has grown generally close to and can talk honestly with to some degree, agrees that being negative sometimes is a good thing. But you start seeing very specific symbols when Ragatha does try to talk about negative things. She's always very quick to apologize, almost like she doesn't have a right to speak in that sort of tone whatsoever. That tells us that this goes far beyond just what she thinks is the right way to act. It's how she's wired. She wouldn't apologize for being human otherwise. But that brings rise to a very, very specific question. Why? Why does Ragatha apologize for expressing human emotions? At this point, we know that something happened, but what happened? What made her that way? In the very same episode, we get the answer for why that is, and it adds a whole new layer to this character that many people overlook. In the bar scene where each character is giving information about their real lives one by one, when we reach Ragatha, her story is drastically different. While she comes from a fairly wealthy family who amass their funds through farming and the like, the tide of her tone shifts drastically as her relationship with her mother enters the picture. She starts with listing relatively normal things. Her mother was described to have yelled a lot, which, though not ideal, is normal in some households. But as she goes more into detail, piling on things such as guilt tripping, berating, all while noticeably tensing up, it's clear that even though she doesn't outright express how she's feeling, this left a real lasting impact on her. It's something that bothers her, and it makes sense. Having to live under those circumstances from childhood to adulthood will yelling becomes something that you yell at. Criticism, both good and bad, becomes something that you run away from. Looking back at some of Ragatha's actions with this context, things make considerably more sense. By staying on everyone's good side and underscoring the positives in everything, the potential for that berating that she once had to deal with is minimized. The potential for that guilt-tripping yelling and everything in between to return is minimized. Looking at Ragatha's behavior, she aligns very deeply with something that I studied a few years back in psychology: operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is a learning process developed by B.F. Skinner, where behavior is controlled by conditioning is a learning process.
Is a learning process developed by B.F. Skinner. Voluntary behaviors are modified through consequences of moments reinforcement increase the behavior, while punishment decrease it. And key types include positive plus negative reinforcement and punishment, which are applied to a safe behavior, such as in the kitchen, animal training, and behavior modification. Oh, that is so good on this internet. That's really good for Ragatha if this internet. That's really good. But things for sexual
behavior is controlled by its consequences. Reinforcement increases behavior while punishment decreases it. In Ragatha's case, by removing an unpleasant stimulus, which would be the possibility of anger or verbal harassment returning, the result is that behavior, which in Ragatha's case would be people-pleasing, appealing to everyone's good side, and being as kind as possible, all those actions become much more likely to be repeated. This entire theory is effectively a loop where behaviors are constantly underway, all with the goal of being a negative stimulus, healing, or possibility. The point is, by appealing to everyone's good side constantly, by trying to be the most supportive person in the room, she constantly traps herself in this box where she's going to keep trying to be the most supportive person in the room. That's why it seems like she's almost wired to be positive. She is subconsciously embedding those actions into her brain. I think later in episode 5, where she apologizes for letting her negative side slip out, and all reinforces that heavily. But there's still another layer that we haven't talked about yet. One where we don't have to infer how Ragatha may feel, but one where she tells us herself. In episode 6, in a very vulnerable conversation with Tina, we hear some incredibly telling things, such as how, because she couldn't be there for Pomni in one particular instance, she feels like she failed her. The irony resting under all of that being that Pomni is a 25-year-old adult woman who is not asking nor forcing Ragatha to constantly be there for her. It's not her responsibility to constantly be there for Pomni, let alone everyone. Yet she continues trying to be, and when that fails, it becomes a personal failure that affects her directly. It's not healthy, and furthermore, it's something that will wear her down, erode her, and create this wall of self-hatred that will always eat away at her because she's trying to do the impossible. Relationships aren't designed for one person to constantly be on 20%. But what I noticed to be the most interesting part of this scene is that she isn't just blindly doing this. She knows that she tries hard to get on everyone's good side, and in doing this, she more often than not just pushes people away. We see this with Gangu. She doesn't want to confide in Ragatha because because she can't tell what's real about her and what's not. But she's done this for so long, likely way before even entering the circus, that this has become ingrained in her nature. This is the episode where Ragatha stops being just the friendly big sister in the eyes of a lot of the audience and becomes the one who's silently suffering. The one who, underneath her protective shell, is the most broken, the most understated, and the most misunderstood of them all. It's only when Kinger explains to her that relationships are meant to be two-sided and one person should never be pulling all the weight that she opens up, speaking more to herself than she is to Kinger. The truth is, she doesn't know what exactly she wants, but at the same time, she wants everyone to be happy and to not hate her. But there's something looming, something very grim that this scene beautifully underscores. Ragatha talks about these people who she wants to like her, Pomni, Gangle, Zubul, but what about herself? She spends so much time, not just in this conversation, but even outside of it, focusing on the well-being of others, but never, not a single time, is it about her own personal feelings towards herself. It's self-erasure at its finest, and based on everything she said throughout this conversation, there's only one thing underneath those words, something that Kinger very quickly notices and calls out. Do you hate yourself? A very cutting question that's ultimately met with silence and an immediate somber deflection. This scene is the most brutal for Ragatha, and not enough people understand it. The truth is, yes, she does hate herself. Not because she's a bad person who's done bad things.
Did you just say Ragatha? Does that say that is this?
Ragatha, and not enough people understand it. The truth is, yes, she does hate herself.
Oh, that is totally true for Ragatha still hates herself. Like a sibling of several actually for hate herself for Ragatha with this. And that's very good of this behaviors and of the rules of Ragatha, aka Susie J in the first place. Yeah, that is so good of this episode here. My goodness, I cannot stop with this. And it is some of this of the rules of the video. That's it all good now.
Not because she's a bad person who's done bad things, but because she's grown up to play such a role. A role where she's a martyr of her own happiness, someone who's always giving, never taking, seeing the irony of it all, yet still moving on autopilot. Ragatha's actions, if you guys couldn't tell, are very likely derivative of her childhood, or at the very least, her experiences with her mother. Even though we don't get complete confirmation of this, we can infer that when Ragatha's mother leaned into those actions of gaslighting, yelling, berating, her survival mechanism was likely to shrink herself, be as kind, as positive, and as martyristic as possible in the hopes that things would eventually just blow over. It's the same thing she does in the circus. This didn't just spring up out of nowhere. That's generally how it is when it comes to scars like this. How you act, the things you do, those never just randomly appear out of nowhere. You may do things a certain way your entire life without even knowing, all to avoid a certain outcome. Whether that outcome is similar to Ragatha's experience with her mother or something just as strong. The point is, things like that leave scars that are always visible in some way, shape, or form. That's because we're human. We're wired to let painful events linger and ultimately change us as we grow older. And speaking of letting painful events linger, that's kind of the crux of this scene, right? Though Ragatha is reminded that relationships are meant to be a two-sided process, she doesn't just magically get fixed. This conversation is more so the long and grueling start to acceptance, to self-love. Episode 8, where Kane puts the cast into a hell of their own memories, is a testament to that. Her hell, even after everything, is the looming shadow of her mother over the dinner table. Having knives sliced noticeably uncomfortable. It's as ironic as it gets. Someone who's meant to love you, be there for you, take care of you, and understand you on a level beyond anyone else, ultimately being the one to shape you in all the wrong ways. There's something so incredibly foreign about that. You'd think that the circus would have been the thing to break her mentally throughout all the journeys, all the meeting people and subsequently having them move through your life just as fast as they came. But that's not the case. The circus, as dystopian as it is, only amplifies Ragatha's already existing pain. That's why no matter how long she's in the circus, she's still so grounded in the real world, trying to be that person for everyone in her life as a survival mechanism. She still does that. The circus didn't break her by introducing something for someone new. It hollowed her out by zeroing in on what already exists. That's the real psychological horror of the circus. Whether that's the dystopian atmosphere itself or the reminder of a life you used to lead, there's nowhere to hide. You can't run, you can't escape. You are always surrounded by your vulnerability, your weakness. It's why people won't last. But at the same time, that's a testament to how strong Ragatha truly is, and it's why she's my favorite character. But beneath everything,
except for
every
the
single thing we talk about,
licorice,
there's still an underlying tragedy, and that's the fact that there's no simple fix for Ragatha. If there were a simple fix for lingering trauma, the world would be a much happier place. In Ragatha's case, this is something that she's going to have to overcome one step at a time. Baby steps. Lots and lots of baby steps are what's needed to move forward, and unfortunately, I don't think we'll see that in episode 9. There's just not going to be enough time. But that's an entire video on its own. Anemones are a very versatile flower. While some, depending on the color, symbolize things like love, passion, protection, and anticipation, they also can symbolize fragility, loss, forsaken love. They're a very beautiful and nuanced flower, and they remind me very much of Ragatha, someone who yearns to protect, even if it's to hide her own fragility, someone who loves passionately even through her smallness. That is Ragatha. But with all that said, how do you guys feel about Ragatha? Especially after episode 8, which chose to highlight some of her scars, both mentally and physically. I personally love her, but comment down all your thoughts below. If you guys enjoyed at any point, please be sure to like and subscribe. My goal by the end of this year is 10K maybe. It's been Jax, and I'll catch you all next time.
Okay, sexiness. Okay, that's the aim of the video. Okay guys, okay guys, let's see if I activity of why everyone make this work with the power of kindness. The amazing details against episode 8. Well, I think thank you, I appreciate so much. So in the next video of episode 2 of its copy is 1 second please. Okay, and episode 2 episode 2 card is several was the only one who rejected the tickets, and you did notice. Oh yeah, look at that part. My goodness, several will cause you. Yeah, that's the end of this. Let's do is to make the like button, subscribe, and notification bell to and to watch 2000 it's saying guys for to watch 2026 videos to watch. Well, let's continue episode, and it's saying guys for August. I see you guys on August. And I see you Zoom of August 1st, like 2026. And it's so close to it's so close to New Year's elevation. Yes, finally. Yeah, I'm so close to I'm so close to yeah, it's so close to yes. I'm so close to August 1st, 2026. Well, this is a good episode. So, yeah, see you in the next video. Bye, guys, love you.